Staying on in Nigeria, tragedy struck last night in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, as at least 30 people have been reported dead at a football viewing center after being electrocuted by a high-tension cable that fell on them. The football fans were said to have assembled at the center to watch a UEFA Europa League quarter-final match between Manchester United and Anderlecht on satellite television.
A Black Thursday for the residents of the Nyagazan community in Calabar municipality. Scores of people had converged on this football viewing center to watch the UEFA Europa League quarter-final match between Manchester United and Anderlecht on satellite television. They never bargained for what happened minutes into the game. A high-tension cable disconnected from its mooring and fell on the roof of the viewing center. Many of the football fans were electrocuted, throwing the entire community into confusion.
As if they were trying something.
This woman has become a widow as a result, as her husband was one of those at the viewing center.
Everywhere turned to red. Oh, they were inside. Nobody came outside. They rushed to come out. Everybody was just on top of one another. On top of one another. I could not remove my husband. I tried my best. That light was there, the fire was there, burning them over 15 minutes.
The customers do not exist.
The spokesperson of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, John Oni, is also at the scene of the incident to see things for himself. He gives assurance of a thorough investigation of the matter.
As a responsive organization, we have set our machinery in motion to investigate to the remote and immediate cause of this accident. So we are only appealing to the members of this community to remain calm. All the issues raised shall be addressed.
The governor has asked me to
The state deputy governor is here at the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital to visit the victims, and he is taken round the facility by officials.
Something must be done very quickly too, to ensure that houses are not built under high-tension cables. It's a serious risk, and the Commissioner for Lands is here, and he's supposed to check all the houses that are built there, whether they have due approval to have built the houses in those places.
One of the survivors who confirmed the death of all his friends who were there with him thanked God for sparing his life.
We watched the game for about 38 minutes. Also when we just heard a spark from the high tension cable, and the thing dropped directly on the zinc. Most of us that were there, virtually everybody that was sitting around me, those ones are all dead. That's why I said I cheated dead, because God has a reason for keeping me, because I have not fulfilled my destiny.
The deputy governor promises that government will trace all the bodies said to have been taken to different hospitals in the state capital.
All those who are on admission here will be treated at the expense of the government. So we're taking full responsibility for their treatment, and very soon there'll be a commission of inquiry set up to investigate this matter and to see how this can be avoided in future.
While many eagerly await the outcome of the promised investigation into this tragic incident, steps should be taken by the residents as well as the government to ensure that this does not recur.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari says he's shocked and saddened by the death of several football fans last night at a viewing center in Calabar. The fans were watching a Europa League match between Manchester United and Anderlecht when a live electric cable fell onto the building, electrocuting those inside. In a statement, President Buhari offered his deepest condolences to the family and friends of the mostly young victims, whose sudden demise is a big blow not only to their family, but also to the football-loving nation. The President also commended the Cross River State authorities for setting up a commission of inquiry into the incident and for offering to help the victims and their families. Still on the tragedy in Calabar, Manchester United have paid tribute to the casualties of Thursday's accidental electrocution of its fans. About 30 people are reported to have died when a high-tension cable fell on the roof of a viewing centre as the Watch United battle Anderlecht in a Europa League quarter-final second-leg clash. In a statement on its Twitter page, Manchester United says, quote, "Our thoughts go out to the United fans, their friends and families affected by the tragedy in Calabar, Nigeria yesterday." An action plan is part of what is required to eradicate piracy in Africa's continental waters. This is a challenge coming from the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, to African leaders who gathered in Abuja to brainstorm on ways of dealing with the menace.
Please settle down now, His Excellency.
The Vice President's arrival to Africa's Prime Maritime Conference, the third in the series of conferences by the Association of African Maritime Administrators.
Your Excellency.
Addressing participants, Professor Osinbajo urged greater regional collaboration.
Many difficulties, but incredible opportunities. The good news is that we are on the right path. Collaboration and synergies. Our countries have to continue to develop the maritime sector, beginning with the national level to the sub-regional and regional levels. We are giving required support to the Nigerian Navy and other security agencies so that they can work with others within our sub-region to effectively police our waterways for trade to flourish. These arrangements will also contribute to resolving and eliminating piracy and sea robbery within our maritime domain.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives disclosed statistics of the Pan-African fish trade, which is worth about 20 billion euros, prompting the need to intensify efforts to promote intra-African trade in fisheries, while the Minister of Transport criticized the over-reliance on foreigners to drive the industry.
Unreported and unregulated IUU fishing leads to a loss of over 1.3 billion United States dollars in West Africa alone. Yearly, that is yearly. We must tighten the legal and regulatory framework to stop these losses. It is in this regard that we pledge our commitment to speedy processing of the proposed bill for an act to provide for the suppression of piracy and other unlawful acts at sea and other related offenses.
Africa, with its vast expanse of arable land and mineral resources, depends on import and export trade for economic survival. What we need is a coordinated approach so that Africa can benefit optimally from shipping and the blue economy.